Today I'm playing with a bunch of blue-toned Crafty People inks, and I'll show you a super organic embossing technique, all for this month's WOW Embossing Powder Challenge. Hey Crafty People, it's Tasha, welcome back to my channel. If you like this video then please do give it a thumbs up, and if you aren't already subscribed then think about it. So these are the products that I'm going to be using in today's video. I've got the Just So stamp set from Crafty People, then I've got a bunch of her inks. I've got Cummerbund, Something Borrowed, Suede Shoes, Juniper Mist and all that jazz. And with these I'm just going to be creating a really simple, easy to do ink smooshing background. So I start with the Cummerbund. I gently, very gently touch the pad to my glass mat because these inks are super juicy and I don't want to waste any of it. So, and they're also really highly pigmented and you will get a really good colour payoff. So I spritz it with some water from my Dispress sprayer. Dispress sprayer. That's not right. Oh dear me. From my distress sprayer. Why can't I say that? Just to get the colour to start moving a little bit, and then I dunk this is a sheet of Distress watercolour paper, dunk that in to get some colour on the paper. Then I'm going to use my WOW heat gun on the lower speed just to dry, because I'm going to build up the colour and the interest in the background in layers. And in order to do that, I need to make sure that each layer is dry before I try to add any more colour on top of it. Otherwise, we're not going to get those really distinct edges that you can see from each colour. So this month's WOW Embossing Challenge is shades of the sea, basically. So we've got blues and teals and aquas, and I'm creating for that. So I'm just dunking, as I said, different colours building up. I started with the lightest colour that I'm using today, which is Cummerbund, to get a pretty, to get like a sort of covering across my paper, and then I'm adding each of the various colours, and I'm just literally dipping the paper into the ink. And sometimes as well I will sort of sweep it through the ink. I pick it up to have a look and see if I think that there's anywhere that the colour would look nice. So in that way I do sort of plan where I'm putting it, but it's not really planned, it's more just I have an aim for where I think needs colour. So once I'm happy with the amount of ink that I have and the look of my sheet, I'm going to do Cummerbund again. So again I touch it to my glass mat, spritz it with my Distress sprayer. Well done, Tash. And then I am heating it, but this time I don't want to completely dry it. I don't want it being soaking wet, but I still want there to be wet in the paper. And then I've grabbed out one of the first embossing glitters, the first embossing glitter I ever had from WOW. It's called Mermaid Tails, and I love it. It's like, it's got sort of light blues with silver and glitter, and it's really pretty. And what I did was just tip that on to the background. Now water will hold the embossing powder. It won't hold it forever. You know, you can't sort of do it and then leave it to the side, because when you go to pick it up and it's dry, the embossing powder will come away. And it does take a little longer to heat as well when you're using water, because it does sort of I think it evaporates the water first before the embossing powder can melt properly, and you want to make sure that you do it from behind. You hit it from behind because you will just blow it everywhere otherwise. But I really like, I know we have the mixed media brush tool that I could use for this, but sometimes I find it really difficult to let go. I want an organic pattern, and I just can't get that without overthinking it. So I heated that. Then you could just see I give it a good tap and brush off any additional glitter. So just to make sure that I don't end up with it going everywhere, I just brush it all off, and then it's not going to go all over my recipient. Then I grabbed the 3 butterflies that are in the Just Saw stamp set, and I stamped them with the WOW Ultra Slow Drying Embossing ink, and then I am embossing them in Vanilla Luster. Is it Luster or Lustra? I'm not sure. one or the other. And that is from the Merry and Bright trio. And it's just sort of a pearly ivory. Really, really pretty. It's got some real shine, a little bit of sparkle. Yeah, it's beautiful. So I embossed all 3 of the butterflies, and then I fussy cut them out. I then also cut this sentiment. It says Believe. This is one of my favourite sentiment dies I own. It's by MFT. So I cut it from some Nina £110, and I also cut it from some Tonic Speciality holographic-y paper cardstock, and I put the Speciality cardstock on the top of the white, just offset it a little bit, just to give me that little two-toned look. I have not got the dot above the eye because I don't know where it went, and if I'm 100% honest, I could not be bothered to cut it out again just for that dot, so I figured you'll forgive me. So yeah, I stuck that onto my paper, and even though this was completely organic and I didn't plan it in any way, the Believe sentiment like just fitted really perfectly in that space there, which I was quite impressed, quite happy with. So then I'm going to glue my butterflies onto the background. I just added a very thin line of strong liquid adhesive down the centre of the butterfly, because the embossed centre of the butterfly will hide that glue, but also because I don't want to adhere the whole thing down, because I'm going to fold the wings up a little bit, so they're sort of like the butterflies are fluttering. And then I pop that up on adhesive foam tape onto an A2 card base made from £110 Nina, and then because I only had the 2 butterflies that would fit on the front, I just glued the 3rd one on the inside. And I love how this came out. I really, really love it. And I hope that you do too. So don't forget to join us for the WOW Embossing Challenge. Here is a little graphic that tells you how you can enter, and the amazing prize that we're now doing, where you get the chance to be a spotlight designer. So if you like this video and you like the card that I've made, please do give me a thumbs up. That really does help me out a lot. It helps YouTube to know that you think that my video had value, and therefore YouTube will show my video to more people. I hope that you have a lovely, happy, safe, wonderful week. Stay crafty, guys. Bye.